Are you gonna be up there?
Okay, questions please.
So your dirtballing resume continues to grow. How happy are you that you were able to carry the Rome success, all that could play, into a Grand Slam, back it up, making this second week here?
I think that's a really important thing for me. I definitely wanted to keep doing everything that I was really doing well in Rome, and obviously I played really well there, so today I don't think I played extremely well all of the time, but being able to figure it out, and I think that's where having a lot of matches really helped me.
Just talk us through your day a little bit. I mean, the rain delay, and then also learning that you were getting moved way out there,
Way
court-wise.
earlier, more. I was actually laying on the couch, hanging out with Coco, and I was asleep. And all of a sudden, I heard my name on a radio. They're like, "We can't find Madison." I'm like, "I'm right here." But then they're like, "Okay, you're next on." I was like, I went from fourth to next. How does that work? But once I kind of absorbed the information and had a second to process it, I was really happy, just because I didn't want to get stuck playing super late and potentially having the rain stop us.
I guess, yeah, just your level of satisfaction at being in the fourth. I think you've made fourth round 4 straight slams now, so that's pretty decent.
Yeah. It was always a goal of mine to make second week, and then once I made second week the first time, it became achievable, and then it became something that I wanted to do all of the time, just to have the consistency. And where I may have not had the consistency outside of the slams, I had it in the slams. So yeah, I just think it's something that I'm getting more and more comfortable with, and obviously I've been playing well in the slams for the past 6-7 slams that I've played in, so I don't think it'll always be, "Oh, I'm so happy." But right now I'm just really happy with how I've been doing and hope to keep it up.
Just what were your thoughts in the match, in particular that first set, which you'd set points, she served for it, and then you had a strong finish in the tiebreak? You know, how big was that?
That was very big. I think having the set points was difficult because she was serving and she served well on all of them, and I felt like I didn't even really lose the point necessarily. And then I played a bad game to go down 5-6 and was down 3-1 pretty quick in the tiebreaker. So being able to regroup and get myself back together after that and get that first set was big. And then after that, I think starting strong in the second helped me.
Your comments the other day on your sister's phone call was great. And in the past, I believe you said that your sisters sort of keep you real. I believe you're the older sister, but could you just talk about how they do that, how they keep you real?
I'm the oldest of my family, and then I have an older half sister as well. So grew up with lots of girls screaming and yelling, and I think that just really humbled me, and we had to share a bathroom for a long time, so that's definitely a life-changing experience. And yeah, they really just don't care about tennis or my success, and they obviously want me to do well, and they hope for the best, but to them, I'm not a tennis player. I'm just their sister, and for me, that's really special, and I don't think many people are like that, so that's something that I'm definitely not going to complain about.
So does it sort of give you, does it sort of give you a little bit of balance in your life that way? Is that sort of what you're saying?
For sure. I think my mom and my sisters are very good about that. My mom obviously knows when I'm playing in Roland Garros, when my sisters may not, but she's never overly, up and down between wins and losses, and she's there when I need her, and she knows sometimes after tough losses to give me my space, so I have a very balanced life off the court.
Speaking of tough losses, I think you had a match against Monica before in Fading Light here a few years ago on an outer court. Also, just wondering if that flashed through your head at all during this pretty
Oh, it
similar
did.
during this pretty similar
It
scenario, and if
did.
it feels good to sort of avenge that scenario tonight.
It definitely flashed through my head when when it started raining and all of that. I was thinking, I'm really glad that they got rid of court 7 because that was the court that we were on, and that was definitely in the back of my head. But you know, I've played her a couple of times since then, so that wasn't the last memory that I had. But it was it definitely feels good to kind of get some revenge for that.
I'm just curious how much time you had from when they called your name when you were half asleep on the couch to going out on the court, and you know, what do you do to get ready that fast?
They told me that I was next on pretty much about 5 minutes after they changed the schedule. But by the time the covers came off and all of that, and then there was still a set and a half to finish. So I definitely had time. It was just a lot less time than I was expecting. So it wasn't a huge rush.
Thoughts on your next match? I don't know if you've seen who you play.
I think Burton's won. I could hear it as I was playing. I wasn't exactly sure what was going on over there, but obviously they played very, very tough, and I know it was like 10-8 in the third maybe. So, you know, it's one of those things where hopefully I'm a little bit fresher than Kiki, but she's obviously playing well. She beat Kerber, and she won Nuremberg, so she's feeling good on the clay, so it'll be a tough match.
Do you know much about her game-wise?
Not really. I know she hits a big ball and she's aggressive. Other than that, I don't know a ton.
I'm just wondering at all if you've observed what Shelby has done this week and her breakthrough, and just talk about, if you can, a little bit of having that first breakthrough and what it's like for her perhaps, and what it was like for you, and what she'll have to do to follow it up, I think.
I've been texting Shelby. We actually just texted each other. You know, I'm so happy for her. She's one of the sweetest girls, and we used to travel together all the time, room together, so we got very, very close, and it couldn't happen to a nicer person. So very happy for her. I think embracing it is probably the biggest thing, and feeling like you deserve to be there no matter what. And I think she's just gonna have to go out and play her game and not worry about what other people are going to say, because there's going to be a lot of criticism and skeptics and just outside opinions all of a sudden. So being able to just not listen to anyone and focus on yourself, I think, is the biggest thing.
I'm kind of guessing that you didn't exactly grow up on clay courts. If that's the case, could you just sort of go back to the first times you were on clay, what it was like learning to slide? Did you? I
was 8 when I first played on clay, so I don't think that's horribly old. I mean, I trained at Everett Tennis Academy full time from the time I was 10, so I was on green clay, and I've never really had an issue sliding, so much so that I slide on hard court most of the time. For me, it was more just figuring out my game style on red clay, just because it's so much slower.
Just wondering if you and Shelby had any particular emojis that you use to each other to express the emotion of this moment.
I think there are a lot of American flags, hearts, and like kissy faces. That pretty much summed up our conversation.
Any more questions? Okay.
Thanks.
Very much.